Guys, gals, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Liquid Hotshot. We're here, back for some Millennium Dawn Poland action. Now, this is episode 7? I want to say, yes, it is episode 7. Now, as we get things underway, before we do, I just want to give a few shout outs to some lovely people who've been leaving some very nice and thoughtful comments in the videos in the past few days. I've been at work for the last 5 days, and all the videos that have come out whilst I've been at work, working my ass off. So I just want to give a shout out to these people. These comments have brightened my day, and had some useful information in there. So first shout out goes to Mislini, who I said in episode 3, if someone was around, still watching the video, to comment marshmallows. And he commented marshmallows. So thank you very much, kind sir. Some nice feedback from Riz John Bridge. Quiet audio, but fun content after I turn it up. So I appreciate that, my dude. You're great. Appreciate that. And now I do believe I'm going to be butchering this name, but it is Polski Kol Jazz, and he basically gave me an explanation in regards to the manipulation politics, so this button and this sort of thing. So I appreciate that. I read that in depth, so yeah, I appreciate that. We've got Zahans, nice video, can't wait for the next one. And then literally 30 minutes later, the next video came out, so he was like, oh my gosh, that was quick. And then Myslini's back again, saying that if I want to invest in another country, for example, our good friends over in Slovakia, we click on the state, and then we come over here. Wait. Investment interface, there it is. So yeah, he says if you click on the state, you can invest into different countries if you felt the need to do that. So that's probably something we're going to be looking at in the future. So yeah, thank you to all of those lovely people with all of those very good little tidbits of information. So in the last few episodes, before we actually crack on with moving the time, we are without a national focus, ladies and gentlemen. So, I believe the plan was focusing on economic deals, so we could come down new ideals, get extra political power, and thus improve the country even quicker. So, let's go ahead and do that. It's going to cost us 15 billion, but we're going to get another 2 civilian factories, which is going to be great, and that's going to bump us up to 9 civilian factories in construction. Down here in decentralized warfare, as we are getting, what is that, 0.08 army XP per day, we're gradually going to be researching land doctrine. So, for the time being, we're going to go foot infantry and get extra organization, because these guys are going to be our bread and butter, so to speak. They're going to be the guys who get us, going to be like frontline troops, if you will, rather than doing like a really odd and long-winded explanation. So, yeah. That's that. So, my week at work, it has been another busy weekend for us. I like it that way, though. Basically just allows me to crack on and just enjoy myself. You know, some days when it's slow at work, you just feel a little bit out of it, that sort of thing, but not at my work. Always keeps me on my toes when we're busy. And, yeah, it's great. So we had a look through some of these decisions last time out. Remember, this is only useful if we're actually at war with the Russians. Now, international recognition, I didn't really look at these. So, like, if I recognize some of these governments, like, other governments around the world won't like me. So, like, the Republic of China, right, is Taiwan. Right, it's this. If I recognize them, China won't like me. Like, if I recognize Northern Cyprus, Cyprus and Greece won't like me. Right? So, like, there's a whole... It's just politics. At the end of the day, it's just politics. Palestine, yeah, let's stay away from that topic of conversation for the time being. I would really like to begin to produce some main battle tanks. Which would be which ones exactly? Main battle tanks. The T-72 Wilk is a tank that fills the armor-protected direct fire and maneuverable role of many modern armies. Self-propelled artillery, self-propelled anti-air. That's a self-propelled rocket artillery. MLRS. I know they're using a lot of that in Ukraine at the minute. So we want to be building these. Statistics-wise, they only takes 3 men in there. 9.5 kilometers an hour. And what are you looking at there? 50 armor, 80 piercing. So if we just have a look at our guys. Yeah, so because it's our guys and they're slowed down by like artillery and engineers, they move at 4 kilometers an hour. So even if we put main battle tanks in here, they wouldn't be able to move or keep up with the tanks, if that makes sense. But I want to start producing those relatively soon, which, in fairness, it's like almost like 9 months until we're going to be able to produce those. So we can actually, like, these divisions here in the Red Army. Hey, yo. The Polish with the Red Army. Actually get, like, fulfilled, right? So having max main battle tanks. Because at the minute, I had a look just before I started. It's mainly in the armored brigades. What we're missing is the main battle tanks. Like everything else, we've got surplus of. So it's just me being that guy where it's like I want to have 100% like strength, and that makes sense to me. So 1.5 billion per week. We did bump up to higher education focus in the last episode. At least I believe it was the last episode. Because it's been, you've got to remember, guys, so like I'm recording this Monday evening now, which was, when you're seeing this was yesterday, if that makes any sense. So like for me, I recorded yesterday's or Monday's video like last Thursday, if that makes sense. So it's been a little while, been out of the saddle. I'm pretty sure we said we might bump up to medium military spending soon. But not like straight away. At least that wasn't the plan. Perfectly legal in Newman, yeah, sure thing. Okay, the US requests help with the Taliban, so we can add regional interventionism, which we will provide moral support. Go team! I love that. That is such like a meme answer. arm the local militia, or we can send soldiers. Do you know what? I said, I don't think we stood by America like unconditionally went to war, but we'll send soldiers. Just in case. And it's Afghanistan, right? Are you at war with everyone? No? Or am I going crazy, guys? I think I might be. Who you're not actually at war with anyone, like at all. But it's most likely you. Switzerland joins the United Nations. Well, we feel more united with them here. I'll tell you that much for free. Extra stability wouldn't be nice. Wouldn't be nice. What am I talking about? It would be nice. Like, I literally just said the complete opposite of what I meant to say. Okay, let's go. New ideals for extra political power. And the focus is done. Out of the 2 factories we just built, we now only have like +1 actually constructing the mills. So that's definitely a thing. We are in 2002. Let's go ahead and research Wi-Fi for extra 5% research speed. And then it's going to be a little longer until we get any of those done yet. I would like to go up to free emergency treatment for the extra stability. Extra monthly population. Less people dying in childbirth. It's going to cost us just shy of 700 million a week. But let's do it. Free emergency treatment. Approval rating's gone up by about 3%. Because that's what Poland's about. We're about modernizing. Everyone loving us. People can go to uni. People can get emergency treatment for free. Not go into crippling debt because of it. We're forward thinking. Also, I remember in the last set of videos, I literally wrote on my hand with a whiteboard marker, by the way, because I didn't have a pen at hand. Political power. I think, like, as a natural way of things, I think this, we should naturally be working and saving towards going down towards negligible corruption. Because, so like, at the minute, we're at medium corruption. We're losing 8% research speed, 8% output, and we're losing 5% revenue from tax. If we go down to even just modest corruption, right? Like that 5% tax we lose goes down to 3%, and then instead of 8%, so like we get 2% research speed quicker, basically. So I'm going to write like a note on a sheet of paper within the next 10 minutes that the plan is outrageous. Terrorism is a scourge on humanity. That we're just going to naturally push down the corruption tree. Now, to stimulate the economy, we need to inject liquidity into it. This is done via the central bank tools, such as lowering the interest rate and expanding the money supply, as well as extra government stimulus spending. However, too much interference increases risks of future economic bubbles. So, like, to go into a depression, right? We go on here, we put tax rate through the roof, and then we start printing money. That's the easiest way to like fuck your economy, right? Or you could even just keep the tax rate exactly the same. If you just start printing money, like it's gonna be useless, right? So like people, so then just naturally the tax goes up because of inflation. But what it's saying is if we are to grow the economy, you could most likely, when we get to a point where we're making a decent chunk of money now, even though we are investing more into education and treatment. I forgot the word for it. Health. There we go. When we get to a point where we're making so much money, like we can drop the tax rate, and then like we're still making this much money because we've invested in the economy, and then that means just more people have more money to invest in the economy, and thus the economy booms. Bada bing, bada boom. Lovely. That was like probably the worst pun you've ever heard. Okay, so let's pause up real quick. Pausey McPause. We would like to go down to modest corruption. Thank you very much, sire. And what we would like to have a look at is, first of all, influence-wise, we have... why does Japan have 4.5% influence on Slovakia? That's pretty cool, though. Because that makes sense. Like, if Slovakia was to have, like, an agreement of sorts with Japan, like, they would have a slight bit of influence. Obviously, we're, like, the big neighbouring big brother. Slovakia is not in the EU. They're not in NATO, I don't believe. Yeah, they're not in NATO because NATO's the faction. They could be in the EU, but I'm not too sure. But what we want to do... Wait, can we invest if their GDP is higher than us? That's per capita, I mean. Not GDP in general, because we've got a higher GDP. So... we want to make an office sector here, rather than it costing us civilian factories, like building in our own country. Where we want to build an office sector in Bratislava. It's going to cost 23.6 billion. It's going to take just over a year, and that's just showing us how much money we've got. And let's invest. So we are now... I get it. Okay. I've been confused this entire time. So I thought this number was other people investing into you. Right? That makes sense to me. But now that I've figured out how to invest, right? Now that number's gone up from 0 to 23.6. We have invested 23.6 billion into Slovakia, or we are currently. And we will get a 6% return on investment on this each year. At the minute, it's giving us nothing, but I'm assuming obviously the more international projects you have in every country, the more money you make over time once they're built, right? Okay. Ukraine's just joined up back with Russia. Fair enough, buddy. Fair enough. New ideals is now done. Requires all of the following. So you're telling me, right? If I got my guy to retire just right now, and decided, oh, I wanna push towards PIS, which is conservative, and a Christian Democratic Party, then I would be able to come down here, get Christian State, which is monthly population and stab. Come down here. Is that for free? So yeah, it's a free change, so it doesn't cost you any political power, but you'll still be paying for it, right? But then you get like a free fight corruption, which is great. Can't believe I've only just properly read that now. This song is super quiet. Let's change it up a little bit. And then you can come down here and focus on like the central planning of the country and everything that comes with it. But the great thing is, right? Like, after the election in 2005, like, if I decide to go with a different party, I then get this part of the focus tree that opens up. Obviously, this path is just not going to open up, like, ever, because I need that. And obviously, we've gone down this path, so that's cool. Down here, EU policies. I haven't read much into, so they give me political power, political power, political power. More political power. So I come down this tree, I get political power because there's decisions in here, right? Somewhere. EU, European Union. Okay. I would like to join the EU. I am not a candidate member, so do I need to come down here and do EU candidate? Okay. Well, let's start going down that tree. We won't know until we go down that path. Can't make an omelette without cracking some eggs. So we need to effectively get the Euroscepticism down. Okay. Join the EU. Issue of breach, level of breach, rule of law. So I can't have any of those. I can't have an offensive war, a communist, reactionist, communist or reaction in coalition. Breach of value. So I'm at 1. So that means one of these. So I'm either neo-imperialist, which I'm not. I'm not bankrupt. I don't have prohibited service for women, so that must mean I have reactionary in my coalition. Social Democratic, and then I'm with you guys, which is the Polish People's Christian Democratic Party, and then PIS, which is National Conservatism, Law and Justice. Okay. Well, that's a thing. Hey, so we're making 21 million now off Slovakia every week. And does it show up like here? No. So I guess it just shows. Does it show up here? Like how long it's gonna be until it's made? No. But it said 424 days, so I know it's probably like December or January 2004. Most likely. However, that's going to have to be it for today's episode, guys. So if you did enjoy, please do drop a like down below. Subscribe if you're new. I appreciate that. There's been a lot of new subscribers and a lot of people watching these videos. So yeah, if you want to stick around and watch the entirety of this series, feel free to do so. There is also a playlist on the channel for you to catch up or watch them as they come out in the playlist. But with that being said, guys, thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.